Ooh, Papa Booey. Boom shakalaka laka. Boom shakalaka Papa Booey. Alright, cool. Looks like we're up and live. So, thank you everyone and welcome back to another edition of Kupo's Corner. Sorry I haven't uploaded for a bit. Things and life have been happening, but I promise you to get more speed paints out to you and to be more consistent whenever I start doing these and rather than doing them late at night. But if all goes well, I think late at night ones might be working out better for me in the long run. But you know, I'm gonna test that out and see how it goes. See, maybe get more people more active during the nighttime to do this stuff and get my name out there and get my art out there and bring you to me. Give me all the likes, all the subs. That being said, be sure to like and subscribe for more content. With me right now is a dear friend of mine named Raven. Say hello, Raven. Alright, so right now what we got today here is my OC, a cat girl named Meru. And I know some of you might be cringing right now saying, ugh, another cat girl. And yes, it is another cat girl, but this one is mine. There have been several dozen renditions of Meru over the years. In fact, when I first started working on Meru, they actually had short, spiky purple hair, and their name was Cashmere. And when I started retooling the character for a little bit, it was originally going to be the mascot of an anime club I was a member of back in my early college days. And back then, her name was Nya, N-Y-A. And they still had short hair, but they donned on like sportier looking clothing attire. And after retooling it again, I'm like, yeah, let's see how that goes. And I needed like a unique name. And for those not in the know, the word Meru is Japanese for cheerful. So that's how I went with the name, then designing how they look and how they act. Then I went to art school, learned how to properly make a character, and that's almost close to how we got the current version you see before us now. So I've already did the line work, and I've already did like the flat base. So now you got to get the colorings done. And normally I would color this in how I normally do, but today I'm gonna try something just a little bit different and just do digital painting like you've seen in various speed paint tutorials. So this can go spectacularly well, or halfway through I might say, you know what, nuts to this, and just color in my normal way. It's just a way for me to, slightly step out of my comfort zone and give it a whirl. So, that being said, whoa, here we go. Ooh, pardon me. In fact, let me pull up another reference of them, how they used to look. Open. Nope, not there. Definitely not in that one. Oh, here we go. There's a few. That's one way how she used to look. So basically I'm just here to get a sample of the skin tone. Come back over here with the Oh my goodness, the marker tool, which I tweaked it to be act, or at least try to make it act more like a Copic. So, there we go. So that being said, while I'm doing this, like I said, I haven't uploaded last week. That's because life has been happening. Semi-big things going down with some of my family members. I can't really say for the sake of anonymity and, individual privacy. But big things happened. Some big changes coming for some of the family. And just helping other members of the family work their way through it. And hopefully the family unit can be definitely not the same as it was before, but hopefully better than it was before, if that makes any sense to anyone. Okay. Digging this style. And let's go a couple shades over the mat with the water brush. Nope, same. I'm just trying to tweak with these a little bit. Interesting. That's really odd. Oh well. Moving on then. Hey, let's go a little bit lighter then. Just double check to make sure that this is running on Facebook, because that's been a bit twitchy lately. And no, it doesn't look like it's working on Facebook, but that's okay. Once I make a speed paint out of this, I'll post that on the Facebook, and get things going in again in a slightly different direction. That being said, I do have some wow, there we go. I do have some ideas for merch in the near future coming up. I found a place that actually makes oh goodness, what's the right word for it? Custom mailing supplies, like those envelopes with the poly bubbles on the inside. There's custom outing and printing for those, which I thought was pretty cool. So that might be something for me to look into. Maybe investigate some of the little bits. But yeah, definitely light is the way to go here. Let's see. Other than that, nothing else really to report. Other than I think I should make it raise slight awareness for anyone that's struggling these days. There's always an option to go out and hopefully find some help for yourself. And just, I think it's fair to say that there are places you can go, people you can call that just show you that someone's always listening. Someone's always ready to help. What do you think, Raven? Do you think that's true? Very true. I wholeheartedly agree. And that being said, for me personally, it can be a little particularly hard for me to open up with sometimes, because I'm the mindset to where, if my friends need me, I'm there 24/7. If they can't sleep and need someone to talk to at 4 o'clock in the morning, yep, call me up and just, I might be groggy at first because I'm not sure what's going on, because it's 4 o'clock in the morning. But if you need someone to tell you that everything's going to be okay, yeah, call me anytime. And if they're far away, have car will travel, But should anyone offer the exact same thing to me, I immediately shut that down, and I'm like, oh no, I can't do that to you. Why would I want to bother you with my own personal demons? I'm just not worth it. And I think that might be the case for, any number of people. Do you know what I mean? Raven? Yeah. Yeah. And for some people, all it takes a minute, might take a while, because it should stem from a place of trust. Because I think, you know, stuff like this, it comes with a sense of experience to that. There are certain people that you shouldn't open up to, but you think you can. And unfortunately, sooner or later, you might learn the hard way that they were the wrong person to talk about, certain stuff about, because there are people out there who will just use anything they can as ammo to just hurt you. But at the same time, like I said, it comes from a place of trust. It's like giving someone the ability to stab you in the back, but hoping against hope that they don't stab you in the back. And heaven forbid that should you be backstabbed, it's gonna suck. It's gonna hurt, but it's also a learning experience too. Like, okay, you can easily recognize a type of personality traits that did that to you. You could probably use that as a stepping stone of what to look for next time you're out and about and you want to get close to someone. That being said, here's an Uber story, because there's always an Uber story. I don't remember if I explained this one before, but I feel it's strongly relevant here. This is back when I was starting the whole Bubble Man thing, and for those of you that are playing catch up on that notion, I make a name for myself as a rideshare Bubble Man. So whenever I arrive to pick someone up, I'll shoot a text out of my car saying, "Hey, I'm here, look for the bubbles." Then I start shooting bubbles out of my car to help my riders find me faster. And more times than not, I can see them, but they can't see me. So I usually see the expressions on their face go from confusion to a sense of what the heck. Then they look up, see the bubbles, and it goes from what the heck to a sense of just joy and wonder. So one day I picked up this lady, and I try to make small talk with all my riders, because I feel that a positive experience, even if it's just for a moment, can really change someone's day. Because any single one of us can have a bad day, or even have a good day. But all it takes is one moment to change everything, for either the rest of that day, or heaven help you, the rest of your life. And we all get little moments like that almost on a regular basis, but, we don't really recognize them as such until, sometimes they come back to bite us right in the butt. So anyways, I picked up this girl, making small talk. She's not really much into talking at the moment. So we're at a stoplight. I start shooting bubbles out of my car because, I'm still wanting to have fun and spread a little joy and wonder in a world that sadly had lost a good chunk of sense of wonder in the past few years. Heck, decades even. So she asked me, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm just spreading a little joy back into the world." And she asked me, "How do you mean?" I'm like, "I'm shooting bubbles because to me they bring back a sense of joy and wonder that we've all lost somewhere along the way." It's almost like having a childlike sense of bravery, because, when you're a young kid, you really don't know any better. You don't know what fear is. You were fearless. You were like feeling untouchable. And that's what, to me, a childlike sense of bravery is. Because you literally don't know any better, but at that time, you feel like nothing can really stop you. So she pondered that for a moment, and after like a moment of her thinking about it, I asked her, would you like to shoot the bubbles yourself? And she took the bubble gun and started shooting bubbles out herself. Because, you know, she could do it because I was driving still. Because I only do it when there's a red light, you know. You gotta think safety first here, folks. Safety first. You know, you don't go spraying bubbles all willy-nilly. So she's spraying bubbles, enjoying it, cracking a smile, and then she suddenly starts spilling her guts like a pot of coffee. So the short version of her story is that she just got back seeing a guy friend of hers, and essentially they are friends with mutual benefits. You know, people you just meet once in a while. Hey, you feel like doing a little rumpus? You call them. So the problem is that, you know, over time, while doing the wahaha hoo hey with her buddy, she caught a case of the feels for the guy. And my first thought was, oh no, that's the worst thing you can do if it's like a mutual understanding of like, hey, you know, it's going to be mutual, it's going to be beneficial for both of us, no feels involved, just like a good old-fashioned good time. Well, you know, she got the feels, she tried to see if it could be mutual, and he didn't reciprocate, unfortunately for her. So he liked the previous arrangement they had. He felt no need to, you know, don't go fixing what isn't broken, you know? And that kind of made her sad for a little bit, but, you know, she still continues to see him on a regular basis for that daily dose of that vitamin D. And I said, well, I don't have any experience in that type of relationship at that particular moment in my life. I'm like, well, there's not much I can really offer in terms of advice, but you know, I think it might be. I think it was better for you that you probably get that out for yourself. I mean, it sucks that you're in that kind of position, but at the same time, you kind of, you know, it's something you agreed to. You knew what you were getting into, and if you know they don't want to have feels bad for you, then you know that's perfectly their choice and their right to do so. That being said, you know, you always have a choice of what to do next. And that stems from a book I've read some time back. This book I consider to be very sacred to me on a very personal and spiritual level. It's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. I originally got it because I was using the Audible free trial, so I got it for free, and I got it because I thought the title was hilarious, but holy smokes, this book ended up changing like a whole paradigm for myself. And you know, whenever I get a chance to bring it up, I will do so vigorously, in fact. Because it's taught me a lot of things, like no matter what ailments befall you in this life, be it through the devices of someone else or the devices of yourself, however they befall you does not matter. What matters and what's really important is how you react and interpret those situations. So I said, well, you know, you always have the choice to just stop, but it's gonna be hurtful. But in the long run, it might be just a thing you need. And otherwise, just have a serious talk with the guy. You know, you feel you might want to negotiate the terms of the contract, and if they're not willing to comply, well then, you kind of have your answer right then and there, don't you, folks? What do you think, Raven? how do you feel about that contract? Yeah. There you go. Also, so we're all clear, there is no physical contract. It's just a metaphor for the agreement between them. I don't want anyone thinking like, hey man, I gotta get me one of these catches. Where can I go to get them? That's 50 Shades of no for me. Body, 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 body. Pop some of this. Make it paler. And use it for the inside of them ears. I mean, do we really need a human version of Mikey? What was on with him staying a turtle, you know? Very true, and good point. So, Ray Ray, out of all the turtle fan stuff you're looking for, about what percentage would you say, what percentage of it is a turtle or two turtles going humpa humpa hooey with someone else? In all the turtle fan stuff that you quest for and strive for and thirst for, uh, how much of it would offend PETA? On a scale of 1 to PETA. How much of it is some interspecies humpa humpa hooey? So let's say 30% then. Yeah, it was. Yeah, but you also understand this is like the first Turtles run didn't really expect to have a long run because they killed the Shredder within like okay, the first 1 or 2 issues. Now what? It got there you go. Yep. So I just want to be clear because I keep forgetting. You prefer turtles with tails or without the tails? Yes, I do. There you go. Yes, it is a huge torch. You can easily get lost in. Thank you. Whew. So what else are you doing on your end, Raven? What else are you doing on your end? Just looking for more Team NT stuff? Gotcha. I know, but uh, sometimes I just have moments of silence when I'm supposed to be talking and trying to interact with the good people watching. And at the moment, no one is watching, but you know, later in the future, someone could watch this and say, "Hey, I know this. What's going on? What's it all about? What's all the hubbub?" What's up? Who you looking up again? Wait, you. Wait, is it Winnie? Ah, okay. Yep. All right, for those anyone who don't know who we're talking about, we're talking about a fellow artist and a dear friend for Raven, who unfortunately left this world too early. Um, Literally last Christmas. Oh, I'm sorry, New Year's, New Year's. I'm so sorry. Um, yeah. And even though I was not that close with Winnie, they still opened me kindly, and especially when she brought me into a Discord server that was like just dedicated to fandom of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise. And I remember that so vigorously when I met everyone else there. And I kind of had a moment to myself. I'm like, I never, I knew that there were female friends of the Turtles, but I never knew to what degree. And I remember telling you guys that I've been waiting over 28 years to meet all of you. Yeah. And tame. Hmm. Yep. Yeah, and here's a particular piece that you're talking about. Just for yucks and giggles. Alright, so this is very interesting for me to do it like this. It feels a little bit cathartic in a sense, but I like how it went. So, I mean, I'm still going to color it my old-fashioned way, but I'm going to hang on to this piece for now. So I'm going to call it an end here for that. So I want to thank you everyone for coming along and joining on this journey. Thank you for everyone who's going to listen to the future, and thank you to anyone who managed or were nice enough to stop in for a little bit. It is now 12:30 in the morning, so I don't know. I think I'm about getting some pizza, some coffee, and donuts. No, not really, but yeah. For everyone tuning in and about to get ready to tune out, I wish you a good night, pleasant tomorrow, and keep yourselves stable. You know, even if you're just making it through the day, then I'm proud of you. All right, so take care, guys.